Welcome back to the Catnip Podcast. My name is Grace, and today is Monday, September 7th. This is a podcast about knitting, books, baking, cats, but most importantly knitting, because that is what I love to do all day, every day, and I have some fun knitting to talk about today, everyone. And I realized this is a different angle, and we're going to get into that in just a moment. It's very similar, but it's a little different. It's kind of throwing me off. If you'd like to follow me on any of my social medias, I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram, so please go follow me over on there if you would like. I post all my finished object pictures, test knit pictures, all that jazz over there, so if you have any interest in anything that I do, which if you don't, that's totally fine, I completely understand, but it is there for you to follow if you would so desire, like to do, whatever. There are also show notes, links to things that I will be talking about hopefully will be in the show notes. If I have forgotten anything, please feel free to send me a message, or if you have any questions, I would love to chat with you, or just answer any questions you may have, or just say hello. I would also love that as well. And yeah, I have knitting to discuss. I have a cast on to discuss. In fact, I have two cast ons. One has already happened, one has not happened, but will be happening this afternoon, which is very exciting. Because yes, today I have an iced pumpkin spice latte, or an iced coffee with pumpkin spice creamer, I should say. And it's truly wonderful, and I love it dearly. Actually, I need this because I'm getting ready. I'm still doing the intro. So without further ado, I also don't know if this is going to be a shorter episode or not. I have little things to talk about. I'm also a little pressed for time, but we will see. Either way, yes, I had to close one of my drawers because it was open a little bit. It had bothered me, so I closed it. Anyway. If you like to grab something tasty to drink, something to snack upon, an animal to snuggle, something to craft upon, laundry to fold, or you're working out, or you're doing nothing, or all of the above, and you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. Also, this is an Eskimo Joe's cup. The logo, the way this cup is color changing. So this label is slowly going to change, which I think is very fun. So, everybody. I worked on 3 things. Technically, mainly 2. But I finished one thing. And that's going to be no surprise. You probably already seen my pictures. That is the beautiful Clapton sweater by Isabel Kramer. It came out earlier this week. On Friday. Saturday. It came out on Saturday. So it is out now for you all to knit and enjoy. I am already excited about making another one. I just really love this pattern. And I know I say this about a lot of Isabel's patterns that I have made, and I have yet to remake any of them, but I really do think that this is going to be the one that I remake. I really enjoyed it. It fits me so well, and yeah, so I'm excited to plan another one. I don't know how soon that will happen exactly, but because it is Houston and we don't always have the need for a bazillion woolly sweaters, but you know, it's always good to be prepared in case you do need to go somewhere that's cold, and then you're prepared, you know? So that's exciting. My yarn, I use Knit Picks palette. It's a fingering weight sweater, top down, color work, yoke, all that jazz. This is Knit Picks palette in the Merlot Heather colorway. This color here is Space Ash from Life in the Long Grass, and then I believe this creamy color, I don't know the colorway name, and I believe it's Uncommon Thread. It is very, 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 very old stash. So glad to have used some stash up. If you are interested in the little details, grams, exact yardages, or whatever, all of that information is on my Ravelry page. So that is helpful. I know I appreciate that, of getting the exact yardages. Also, I made the size 2, which has the finished size, I believe, of a 39. So just giving you all the information. There's also this fun like color work detail on the bottom around the ribbing, and it's also on the cuffs as well. I love this sweater. I really love this sweater. I think it is beautiful. It is classy. I think I love how my colors turned out. I'm excited to plan a neutral one. I think that's what I'm gonna go for my next one. I think. I'm very excited. Also, I do apologize. I try to look into the camera, but I am distracted because I'm doing stuff and I'm showing stuff, whatever. So I do apologize if that bothers you or if that distracts you. I am sorry. I'm also distracted. Let's take a little coffee break or a little snacky break. And then we'll keep on going. So, I always do this. Yeah. So, next up, this is a work in progress. This is so close to being done. I really wanted to get this done. I had lofty goals of getting it done over the weekend. That did not happen. And that's okay, because you know, life happens. And this is another test knit. This is my second test knit out of the 3 that I had going. This being number 1, this being number 2, and then I have the Mayberry sweater for Rachel of September Knits that I am currently just letting it sit because I am working on this one. So this is a test knit for Annie of This Bird Knits. This is a worsted weight top-down colorwork yoked sweater, and yeah, I finished the colorwork, divided for the sleeves, finished the body, working on my first sleeve. So I really tried. I really tried to get both sleeves done. Clearly, I didn't really make a ton of progress. But I had another project that I've been working on that has been bringing me joy, and I really wanted to cast it on, but we'll talk about that in just a moment. So this brown is Old Stash. It is Cascade 220 Heathers. No, it's not Heathers. I don't think so. It's just the solid color. And then the contrasting color, which turned out beautifully, is Handspun. And I love how that turned out. Again, like, I go through this so many times, like, it's one thing to look at it in person and you're like, oh, well, that didn't turn out quite exactly how I expected to, but I still like it. I just don't know. And then I will hold it in front of the camera and it's like, whoa, that looks so good. I think it's also just being able to hold it back from myself and just be like, oh, okay, I can definitely see the pattern. I can definitely see the flowers or the snowflakes. They're definitely visible. Everything is visible. So, really love these colors together. So, the goal would be to have this done by next week. That will be my personal goal. That is not actually the big goal. Excuse me, the goal of our deadline, I should say. But I would really like to get this done and just finish so I can do other things, because I'm going to do some other stuff today and I'm very excited. Excuse me. Not a lot to really say about this. Yeah, just plugging along, working on the sleeves. I think it'll be even cuter once I block it. It's also got this very beautiful neck detail up at the top. So very pretty. I have really enjoyed testing for Annie this year. My first sweater of hers was back in January, then I had another one in March, and then this one. And were there any others? I don't remember. But anyway, she's such a wonderful person to work with. She has incredible patterns. I have several of her patterns in my queue and in my library of things that I want to go stash diving for, because I think that would be really amazing. And also, she's been designing a lot recently with Spin Cycle, which is just wonderful, and all of her things that she creates is just gorgeous. But I have a lot of hand spun, and I can use that, and I can also spin. So if I can use the things that I have already to put towards things that kind of look like Spin Cycle but aren't quite, but still give the same feeling and the same idea, that would make me very happy and bring me a lot of joy. So I have plans to do that. I don't know when that's gonna happen, but hopefully sometime in the future. We have more of the logo is pink. Yeah, her Sandoval sweater. It reminds me of the rug sweater, which I just absolutely love and adore mine. So I would just love to make one of those. And I already have the pattern, so all I just need is the yarn. And then I'm ready to go. So yes, this is plugging along. I haven't worked on it as much as I had hoped, obviously, because I wanted it to be done, but that's okay. That's okay. It is what it is, and you know, life happens, and it's not like I missed my deadline because it's at the end of the month, and it's only the 7th. And I say that, and like within a blink of an eye, it's gonna be the end of September. In the blink of an eye, it'll be Halloween. Who all is decorated? Have you decorated? Because no shame, that is wonderful. We put out some stuff that's more like autumnal themed, and then probably in October we'll put out the more spooky Halloween-y things, and we're very excited. This will be year 3 that Sam and I have had our tradition of watching scary movies in the month of October. Also, I will be probably reading more thriller, mystery, spooky type books, which I am looking forward to. I just had a book readathon event that I participated in at the end of August that was called Summer Ween, and it was just based around like spooky thriller mystery books and stuff like that. Excuse me. And so that was very fun. That definitely put me in the mood, and I'm very ready to read more of those in the month of October. So that's coming up, and now I'm going to show you my new cast on, and it's currently small enough to fit in this bag, which brings me much joy because I dearly love this bag and the pom-pom. It's, side note, so my cat, if you are new to this podcast, I have a cat. He is orange. He is just the feline love of my life. I love my husband and I love my cat. He's the sweetest. He is 18 years old, so he is very old and still got all that teenage sass, and is definitely slower and doesn't play nearly as much as he used to, which is probably a positive thing, because if he was a young cat, he would probably destroy this little pom-pom. So it's probably good that he's older and knows that this is not for him, and he's just bored. I don't know. Yeah. So I have an old cat. That's the moral of that story, and he will not be destroying his pom-pom, but I love this pom-pom. In this project bag, everyone. So I mentioned last week there was a possibility of casting on a woolen honey sweater because I am doing a knit along with a friend. I think she had not cast it on last time when I recorded, and I believe she's casting it on soon. And last week my knitting mojo was also just kind of bleh. It was not really, I think it was because I had just finished something and I was not really super excited to work on anything else yet, or the things I was excited about I like hadn't cast on or wasn't able to work on. And so I finished what needed to get done, and then I treated myself to a woolen honey sweater. And oh my goodness, everybody. I love this thing. It is so much fun. And can we even? So this just looks stunning in the camera. Like, I can't even. We should get a thumbnail. We're gonna take a thumbnail picture. Thumbnail. That's how I take my thumbnails, by the way, in case you are curious. My yarn is trusty, wonderful Knit Picks palette in the pumice heather colorway. So it's kind of like a mousy brown with a gray undertone. This is very accurate back here. This is my first ball. So I feel like I can be very proud of my progress that I have made. I cast this on Friday? Thursday night I cast on and just worked on the ribbing, and then actually got into it on Friday. Also, fun fact, this is another thing that is bringing me significant joy. So I am a huge fan, love the Gilmore Girls very dearly, just love that show so much. It's probably up there with The Office for me in regards to comfort TV shows. And I discovered recently that they're coming out with the second year in the life of the follow-up series of the Gilmore Girls in November, which is coming up. And recently, kind of during the quarantine time, we had been turning on old or just random episodes of the Gilmore Girls just to fall asleep to, because I like hearing it. It's very nice and it's very relaxing to me. And so we had gotten pretty far. I think it might have been season 6 or season 7. It was very close to the end. And then we found out that this thing was coming out, and I was like, oh, we should start from I need to start from the beginning. It would be so much fun. And Sam has never seen the whole series before. Like, he's seen episodes here and there. He's seen the ones that were on while I was falling asleep. But he has not seen the whole series. So we actually started the Gilmore Girls over from the beginning maybe 2 weeks ago. And we're not very consistent with it, but it's just like 1 or 2 episodes every now and then. So it's very slow, but it's been so much fun. And he loves it, which just brings me so much joy. Like, he's constantly laughing at all the jokes, which I love. There are a lot of similarities between him and good old Luke Danes, which brings me joy. It's very funny. So that's been very entertaining, and so that's what I have been working on while watching Gilmore Girls, is this, because this brings me joy, as does the Gilmore Girls. And so yeah, this is Woolen Honey. Like I said, it's by Andrea Mowry. It's a garter stitch sweater, which with these slip stitchy cable-y things. I am in love with this color. I am so glad I went with this color. I've seen so many beautiful ones. I've seen beautiful white ones. I've seen beautiful pink ones, beautiful yellow ones, beautiful orange ones, green ones, black ones, blue ones, all the colors. Because it's a beautiful sweater, really. And going with Knit Picks palette, if you are familiar with the color selection, there's quite a lot of colors. And I'm really glad that I went with pumice, because it's like a cool gray brown, and for me, like, that is a perfect neutral because I'm more cool toned, so it works really well. And I love gray and I love brown, and I feel like that option, or those color combinations, opens up more options of things that I can wear with and all that jazz. So I'm excited. There is no time pressure on this. I'm just having a good old time knitting it on size 6. I believe I'm making a size 2 or 3. I don't remember which one. Sam's changing the kitty litter for me, which is nice. If you could hear that trash bag being opened. So yes, Woolen Honey. This was cast on. I am loving it. It's currently, like I said, small enough to live in this little bag, which I got from Maker and Stitch when we went 3 weeks ago. That's sad. That doesn't seem like that long ago, but it was that long ago. And a little kitty. And a little orange kitty. There's the darker orange one, and then there's the more yellow one. The Pidgeys. Also, this like dog is very funny. I just really love this bag. Anyway, so this is what is living in there. Loving this. Quite fun. And that is all the knitting that I have done to show you. So now we're gonna get on to the little different portion of the episode. I'm gonna take, is it more? I feel like it's more. So, I'm recording earlier than I have been recently, because normally I'll record round 2 or 3. But today, we are going to hang out with my parents and swim at their pool and have a fun dinner together because it's Labor Day. And Sam has the day off, so why not? But we also saw my parents yesterday on Sunday, and we decided, my mom and I, of course, were discussing yarn and knitting and fall knitting and project planning and stuff like that. And since I had just cast on this Woolen Honey thing as a knit along, I was like, wow, let's pick one of our projects that we have to do with a knit along. I think that will be super fun. And so we have decided to go with the gray sweater, which I am very, very excited about. This is a chunky, or like Aran weight sweater, long sleeve, cables down the front, by Aran Handmade, I believe. Let me double check that. Yeah, Denise Byron. She has beautiful patterns. There are several of hers that I really, really want to make. And the gray sweater, we got this yarn specifically for this sweater recently in this past year. And here it is. She has a white one and she has a gray one, and they're both stunning. This is her and hers. I don't know how well you can see those cables. Let's look at the gray one. Like, it's just stunning. So this is what we will be doing. I'm so excited. And since I saw my mom yesterday, I have her yarn to wind up, so when we go over there this afternoon, we can cast on together, and I'm so excited. So when you see this, we will have already cast on. You may have already seen a picture of it, because I will be too excited, and we'll probably post something. So yeah, we're both using Eco Wool. Obviously mine is the plus version, and hers is just the natural version. I think they will both be stunning. I am so excited, but these both need to be wound up, and I am short on time. So we're gonna do some winding while I chat with you. Hope that's okay. I don't know how this is gonna go. I really don't, because these are massive skeins, and we're gonna do our best. Okay, you know, it's gonna be okay. So, if you're interested on my winding setup, I would move the camera, but you are like placed correctly. I have a TV table from IKEA that I've had since college, and to it is attached my Knit Picks ball winder that has also been with me since college, as has this Knit Picks Swift, which has also been with me since college, and they are wonderful. They have been with me through many a project. These skeins are massive. I love them. Oh, so now we're gonna wind yarn together. This is new. I have not done this before. Oh my goodness. So, in other news, this is a little awkward. I sit like this, then you can still see me. It will be squeaky. Are we sure this is a good idea? Did I think this through? I don't know. Okay. It's just chatty, you know. It's just wanting to chat. So, everyone, if you are new to the podcast, you may not be aware that I am a huge fan of Stephen West. I love Stephen West quite a lot. I have knit many of his patterns. I will continue to knit them forever. I do apologize. I know it's squeaky. Is this going to be a problem? I don't know. Maybe once we get going, it won't be as bad. Fingers crossed. If it gets too squeaky, I'll stop. But we'll just continue on. So, Stephen West is one of my favorite designers of all time, without a doubt. I've knit many of his things. I will continue to knit many of his things, re-knit many of his all the things, whatever. I'm just repeating myself. Every year, he has a mystery knit along. This is very squeaky. This is kind of distracting. Maybe I should do this afterward. Let's just save that for later. Well, we'll have it in the shot so it looks nice. I do apologize. That was very annoying. His mystery knit along happens every year in the fall, and I've done it for the past several years and have loved it. Last year was just so incredible. I had so much fun, and I loved the finished shawl. That was the Starflake shawl. The one before that was just crazy. There were so many colors, so many textures, so many stitches. It was so much fun. I always learn something. It's just a fun thing to do. Everyone, there are so many people around the world who do it, and we all do it together, and so it's like a big, huge community event, and we're all like, yeah, Stephen West, we love West Knits, the mystery knit along, it's that time of year. And literally the post went up this morning, and so I'm so glad it went up this morning so I could talk about it this week. I believe he is putting up kits. Kits and sign-ups go up on the 14th, so in a week, which is very exciting. And based off of that, I will make my yarn choices because, of course, I'm doing it. There's no question it's happening. But based off of the signups and the color choosing information, and then also how his kits look, I think he's also doing some kind of like color webinar thing for the mystery knit along in particular. And then also just good information of like how to think about colors and how they'll turn out in a shawl once it's knit up, if that makes sense. So I will not be participating in that, but I do think that's a really cool option. So if you're interested in that, I would highly suggest checking it out, because I have been to one of his talks, and he's just such a wonderful human being. He's so nice and kind and funny and a great knitter, great with color. He's very encouraging. It's just wonderful. So if you can and if you want to, I would recommend you checking it out for sure. So, colors, I am unsure, obviously, because we don't know how many colors we need, we don't know how many yardage we need, we don't know how much contrast, do we want similar colors, do we want drastic colors, I don't know. I am very excited. Because last year, it was a definite, like, this is special, I want to do something special. So I ordered Mad Tosh Merino Light, because I love that base. And I was so happy with how my colors turned out. It wasn't exactly what I was expecting, but it turned out beautifully. And it was something that I wouldn't normally pick for myself, but I love it. Like, it was one of those things that when I saw it, I didn't realize how much I needed it, type thing. So, I'm unsure what yarn I will be using this year. Obviously, once I know the yardage and stuff, that will be a little bit different, but I will be thinking. So yes, yeah, I am excited. I am nervous in an excited way to pick my colors, to see what the kits look like. I'm always interested to see what he puts together, and like the difference between like if there's a high contrast option, if there's a low contrast option, if you want like a subtle color palette, if you don't want a subtle color palette, like can you use multiple yarns if it's only a 2-color, like how many colors can you use? So many possibilities. I cannot wait. I think he said that it was called I don't remember, but he did say. Boom. Okay. West. Nope, that's not how you spell that. West Knits. Slip Stravaganza. West Knits Mystery Shawl Knit Along 2020. And yeah, this is so exciting. He's holding in this picture 5 colors, or maybe 3 colors, and then 1 color that's got 2 skeins. This is the picture that he posted, and it's just, I love this time of year for multiple reasons, but also because it means that the West Knits Mystery Knit Along is going to be happening, and I don't know how many years I've been doing it. I should probably count that up, but it's been going on for many years. I have done it many times, and I have loved it every single time. That being said, in the past maybe 5 years, I've grown to enjoy it even more, and so I'm just so excited. So excited. Are you gonna do it? Are you excited? Are you gonna get one of his kits? Are you gonna plan your own? What are you gonna do? I can't wait to show you guys what I pick. I remember last year I spent many many an hour trying to figure out my color scheme, and that was just a lot of fun. And now I get to do it again. It's that time of year. I'm so excited. Yes. I love West Kids shawls. They're so much fun. Always learn something. I could talk about this for forever and just be rambling. But yeah, so that is all the knitting and yarn information that I have for you guys. I know that this is a shorter episode and I do apologize, but I'm pressed for time and also just didn't get as much knitting done this week. But I will have a new cast on for you next week, hopefully another finished sweater. Hopefully progress on my woolen honey sweater. Who knows, maybe there'll be even another cast on. I don't know. Things are just going crazy. But you know, treat yourself. I love this navy. It's so dark and beautiful. This is the pretty accurate back here. I love this so much. And I love the one my mom picked. It's just very natural, but with like flecks of dark brown. So it's very like, excuse me, very heathery, very beautiful. So yeah, I need to go find my size 13 needles, so that means it'll go quickly, which I'm so excited. Size 13 needles, sign me up for a sweater. I know that's really bulky, and I know I live in a hot climate, but again, you need to be prepared if you're going to be going to places that does have a cold climate, right? You need to be prepared. Or if you have really intense AC, you know? And it gets really cold. Or you can enjoy the few days that it does get really cold. Really cold. So it's cold for you, maybe not be cold for other people who are used to the cold, but it does feel very cold to you. You know what I mean? Yes. Anyway, I have rambled on. I need to wind up this yarn. I cannot wait to show it to you. I cannot wait to find out more about the information about these knit along kits. Hopefully that will go up before I record next week, so we can discuss it, we can think about it and brainstorm. Please let me know if you're going to be doing it, and obviously we can do it together because that will just be very fun. I love this time of year. It's so much fun. Anyway, I'm just gonna think about it for forever now. Anyway, I don't really have anything else to share. Baking wise, I haven't really done a whole lot. It's just, I feel like we've been busy, but not too busy, but busy enough that there's not enough time for baking, or I haven't really felt like baking, you know. Books, reading various books. Follow me on Goodreads if you are interested in what I'm reading. I don't, like I've said before, I don't always talk about what I'm reading on here just because it's not something that I think everyone would find interesting. And so that's totally fine. So if you're interested, please be my friend or follow me on Goodreads. I would love that. And you can check and see all the random YA fantasies that I read. Because I read a lot of those. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for dealing with my squeaky Swift. I really do apologize. I know that was probably irritating. I probably would have been irritated, but I was irritated by it even sitting here. So thank you for putting up for that little bit. I hope it wasn't too annoying. Social medias, show notes, all that jazz will be linked everywhere. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me, send me a question, a hello, whatever, all that jazz. Yes. Trying to think. I hope you had a wonderful weekend and you continue to have a wonderful week. If you have crafty plans, I hope that they are successful. I have lots of crafty plans. Finishing the test knit for Annie, working on woolen honey, casting this thing on, probably working on something else. I don't know what. Need to figure that out. I need to pick out a languishing lip to work on. I'm falling behind on that, but that's okay. Life happens, you know, it happens, and that's okay. Anyway, is there anything else I need to say? Here, let's check the label, the logo. Yep, that's significantly more. Such cool cups. They have the best cups. I remember we have some glow-in-the-dark ones. I used to love the glow-in-the-dark ones. But the color-changing ones are so cool. Anyway, I think that is all that I have for you guys this week. I will get to winding this yarn and listening to an audiobook, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.